Halftime at Adams Field, Grand Valley State leads Wayne State 17-6. I'm Tony Ortiz, and I'm pleased to be joined by Dr. Sean Bach, who is a member of the Wayne State University School of Medicine's Alumni Board of Governors. He's also recognized as one of the most knowledgeable orthopedic surgeons in the country. And Dr. Bach, thank you very much for joining me here at halftime.
Thanks for having me, Tony. I appreciate it.
Well, let me start. As a two-time graduate of this university, how would you describe your experience here at Wayne State?
Well, I grew up in Detroit, so I grew up at Joy in Southfield. So I'm a lifelong Detroiter. I actually came to Wayne State as an undergrad to play baseball. I got injured before I ever saw the field, but I spent 4 years as undergrad here. The science training was incredible. So I got a world-class education, and then the medical school. I don't think there's a medical school in the country where you get better real-world training. We got so much hands-on experience, and it prepares you for real-world medicine like no other school in the country. I'd say one thing about spending 8 years training in medicine here at Wayne State, nothing intimidates you. So after growing up in Detroit, going to school here, nothing in real life ever intimidated me.
How did you make the switch from baseball to becoming an orthopedic surgeon?
Well, I was actually originally going to be an engineer, and then, after I got injured, I saw a couple of my teammates get injured, and I thought, this is kind of interesting, and I started getting more of the mechanics of the human body, and that's how I got interested in medicine.
So those injuries pretty much impacted the way you approached the rest of your life and the rest of your career, and your career as an orthopedic surgeon.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, look, I was a college infielder. Nobody was going to do Tommy John in a college infielder, particularly somebody who was mediocre like me. But I saw some of the other guys who were really, really skilled get injured, and they couldn't come back. So that's really what kind of piqued my interest.
I'm kind of curious on a personal level. Was it hard to walk away from baseball after the injuries?
Honestly, no. I played for Roger George here. He was a tough coach, and I was okay just being a student after that first year.
Hey, I'm curious on a professional level. Why have we seen so many orthopedic injuries among athletes, especially shoulders and knee ligaments in recent years?
Well, I think so. It's multifactorial. It's the turf. The turf, you get better grip, so the torque is going to go through your knee, through your ankles. So that's one thing. But also, guys are getting stronger, faster. They're hitting each other harder. They're throwing balls harder. Even for these elite athletes, there are limits to what the human body can tolerate.
So that brings up the question, is there a point where athletes can be too big, too powerful, too strong for the game?
I mean, yeah, we're getting that way. I mean, I think we're seeing it in baseball where, now it's pretty routine that people throw 100 miles an hour, and guys are breaking down with that. I think we've hit the limit in some of the things, so certainly.
I'm down here with Dr. Sean Bach. He is the member of the Wayne State University School of Medicine's Alumni Board of Governors. I had to write that all down because it's a long title, but it's a very impressive title. You're also the team physician for Novi High School and the United Shore Professional Baseball League. You're also an independent consultant for some athletes from the NFL and from Major League Baseball. You know a lot about getting back onto the field, but how do you tell young athletes to stay healthy and keep them on the field?
Well, I think it's, there's a lot of things that go into it, but probably the three most important things to me are nutrition. You are what you eat. You hear that all the time. But in today's age with processed foods, et cetera, try and eat naturally. Try and get a nutritionist. If you're a really good athlete, you better be consulting a nutritionist. That's number one. Number two, really get good coaching. Technique is so important. A lot of injuries, some injuries are freak incidents that you're not going to be able to avoid. Other things, though, it's, hey, I didn't have the right technique. So make sure you have a good coach who's teaching you the appropriate techniques. And then probably the third thing is give your body a rest. Take some time through the year to just let your body rest. Focus on the mental side of things. Let the body rest.
But as a former athlete that it's hard as an athlete to let your body rest and to even think about rest because you always want to be going and you always want to be training and you always want to be playing.
Absolutely. I mean, that's what we do. The reason athletes are so much better today than they were 20, 30 years ago, 50 years ago is because we are pushing. But you got to focus on rest, and you got to focus. Take that opportunity to focus on the mental side of things.
I'm kind of curious, in your 20 years as an orthopedic surgeon, what's the biggest change you've seen in orthopedic surgery?
Biggest change is use of biologics. We're not super complex yet, but we can really manipulate some of the growth factors in the body and help enhance healing. So things are getting more refined in terms of how we approach surgery. Things are getting more refined with nutrition, but manipulating the biologics of the body is probably the next wave.
How important is it to be able to teach the next generation of those who are going into medicine here at Wayne State?
I mean, it's super important. I think here at Wayne State, this is the third largest medical school in the country. So we have a huge alumni network, and that's what we do. We there's a lot of, we donate money, but the most important thing that we can give people is our time, and giving time to those volunteering with them. I volunteer once a month here at a homeless clinic down here, teaching medical students how to take blood pressures. I've sat outside a party store doing blood pressure screens with some of the medical students out here in Detroit. So giving them time and showing them that everybody deserves care and how to kind of take care of your community. That's kind of what we're all about.
Dr. Sean Bach has joined me here. He's from the Wayne State University School of Medicine, his Alumni Board of Governors. He's also one of the most respected and knowledgeable orthopedic surgeons in America. Dr. Bach, thank you very much for joining me here on Adams Field for this halftime interview. I appreciate it.
My pleasure, Tony. I appreciate it.
Dr. Sean Bach with me here. It's halftime. Grand Valley leads Wayne State 17-6. And for a change, Dr. Bach is my good luck charm because we didn't get interrupted by the band during a halftime interview. So there you go. We'll get more from Sean and Brady coming up. You're listening and watching the Warriors Sports Network.